Painkillers, blood thinners, and chemotherapy drugs are just some of the substances that are found in your drinking water. There's new information that some drugs are ending up in our water at levels never seen before.
Most people don't think about where their water comes from. They just turn on the tap and they expect it to be there.
It's a public health crisis of massive proportions.
Toxic cocktail of chemicals in our tap water could lead to cancer.
PFAS, which are chemicals used in consumer products like firefighting foam and non-stick cookware, can be found in 610 locations across the country, and that includes drinking water for about 19 million people.
These chemicals could result in over 100,000 cancer cases over a lifetime, which is about 70 years.
Thousands of people in Parkersburg and along the entire Ohio River were contaminated.
They come and tested our water and they said, we'll send you a report in a couple of weeks or whatever. And they called us in a few days and they said, do not drink your water, don't use it for cooking, nothing.
How high were your levels when they told you about your water?
They're supposed to be under 40 parts per trillion. Ours is 26,000.
26,000.
A lot of chemicals, when they go into your body or when they end up in the environment, they break down, they slowly decompose. PFAS don't do that. Once you put PFAS somewhere, it's going to stay there practically forever. They are nearly indestructible.
So if you're drinking tap water, you might want to think twice because it's pretty toxic.
On the surface, tap water sounds like this great thing. The government is giving us peasants cheap, practically free drinking water? How kind of them, right? But in reality, your tap water is slowly killing you. See, every time you drink a glass of American tap water, every time you take a shower, wash your hands, or rinse your mouth, you are ingesting a giant cocktail of highly toxic chemicals. Toxic chemicals such as PFAS, also known as forever chemicals that stay in your body forever.
They are found in every one of you.
Are linked to higher rates of cancer and birth defects.
I've got great news for you, and it's right under this macaroni and cheese. Now, glass ovenware comes with a Teflon finish. So now glass is not the cleanup problem it used to be.
Between 1951 and 2003, almost 800 tons of PFOA, that special type of forever chemical that also was found in my blood, were discharged by DuPont.
PFAS contamination is really a national crisis. The more we test, the more we find it. It is the manufacturers like DuPont and 3M who have gotten us here today. So they've known for 70 years that they were poisoning the water, and they didn't tell the EPA, they didn't tell their neighbors, they didn't tell their workers, they didn't tell anyone because they were making too much money. The FDA knew in the 1960s, the Department of Defense knew in the 1970s, the EPA has known since at least the 90s, and they didn't treat the issue with the amount of urgency that it needed.
The EPA doesn't require utilities to regularly test for them, so there's really no way for the average American to know if it's even in their drinking water right now or in their food. There has been no new drinking water standard in the United States since the 1990s, 30 years.
Drinking tap water also means that you're drinking every pharmaceutical drug known to man, like birth control. People urinate out the drugs they take into the wastewater that then gets treated and sent back to your faucets.
Some of the drug comes in us and through us and out of us totally unchanged. So we actually have active drugs going into the waterway through our urine or feces.
Over the last several years, the U.S. Geological Survey has tested the water. It found that something in the water is tampering with the hormones of 85% of the male smallmouth bass and a quarter of the male largemouth bass and causing them to develop female reproductive traits. Researchers suspect pharmaceuticals from human waste that the upstream water treatment plant can filter.
There's also heavy metals like lead, chlorine, pesticides, fluoride, microplastics.
You might think your tap water tastes terrible, but water we bathe and shower in could actually be more dangerous than the water that we drink.
Yeah, it's true. You see, when you drink water, our bodies filter some of the bad stuff out. That's not ideal because it's still in your system. But when we shower or bathe, our skin absorbs all the contaminants like chlorine and stuff 6 times faster than if we can drink. This is ordinary Tucson tap water, and it's the same water. And these are pool test drops that you test your backyard swimming pool. Yeah. So if it turns yellow, there's chlorine in there.
Instantly.
Yep. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swish my fingers around in this one a little bit to simulate taking a bath or a shower. Drop the same number of drops in the the same water.
I don't see anything. So you're telling me that in the 2 seconds you had your fingers in that water, where did it go?
Every bit of that chlorine was absorbed through my skin, and now it's going into my bloodstream.
In fact, this is what a reverse osmosis filter in an American home looks like after just 3 months of use. Needless to say, if you want to be a king, you shouldn't be drinking the water of the peasants. But why? Why is American tap water this terrible? Welcome to Evil Food Supply, and this is how America poisoned our water.
As Mark Twain once said, you know, whiskey is for sipping and water is for fighting. And there's going to be a lot of fighting about this before it's done.